Hi everyone, I am Dr. Pratik Gupta and I am the technical head of the Esthetrix Dental Group. In today's video, we will understand how you will use the electric motor, which is one of our premium products, how this will help you in your clinical practice, how this will get attached to your chair, how you are able to use different hand pieces and use it for different purposes. So let's get to it. So let's look at unboxing the product. When you open the box, you will get an instruction manual. Make sure you read the manual before you start to set up the product. You will get a coupling that will get attached to your dental chair. You will get the main motor. This is the main motor. And this is where the coupling would get attached. And the other part would be attached to your dental chair. After the main motor goes out, you will get a handpiece connector. You get a handpiece connector. You just need to remove the back part of the handpiece connector. And now it will be exposed. This will get attached to the motor by using a cord, which will also be provided in the box. So this is the cord that you will use to attach the handpiece connector. Make sure you are attaching it properly. It has only one end on which it will go. Make sure you attach it thoroughly. Lock. And now the other end goes into the electric motor on the back side. To the motor on the back side. This will get attached. You will also have a adapter because the electric motor will need electric current. So you will have an adapter. Let me take off the box. You will have an adapter that you can open or unwind. And this gets attached again to behind the motor. And you have a cable that will get attached to the adapter and go to the electrical wiring. This gets attached. And this will go to your electric plug. This will go to your electric socket and then you will have the electric motor ready. Let's look at this as we go on in the video as to how the electric motor will be attached and how it will be switched on. So once you have your adapter cable connected, you will take the coupling, get it attached to your chair, and this will go and get attached to the rear part of your electric motor. Make sure it is secured correctly and thoroughly. Now you may switch on the electric motor. You have an on and off plug. Switch it on. The moment you switch it on, you will see a display like this. In the display, you can see three lines in the upper. One is where you can set the machine to forward or reverse. The next is where you can switch on or switch off the light. And the third indicates what handpiece you are going to use. You can see here that it is written 1:5. That means I am going to use a increasing speed handpiece. When I have a 1:5 connected, I can go up to 2 lakhs RPM. You will see a reading of 200 here. That's the peak where I can go. See, beyond this, I am unable to move the rotating dial. 200, and you can see 200 into 1000. That means this goes to a maximum speed of 2 lakhs RPM. converting this motor into your regular A rotor. Now after this, you would want to use different handpieces with the electric motor, and that's one of the biggest advantages. You can press the S button which is provided. As you press the F button, it goes into settings and shift. You can see the 1:5 starts blinking now. If I want to change it, I have a M button again on the motor. When you press the M button, it changes the mode. So I am now going to move to a 1:1 mode. There, a 1:1 is my regular micro motor. Once I have set it to 1:1, let me press the S long press again, and it stops blinking. So now this motor is ready to be used as a micro motor, a conventional micro motor or a surgical micro motor. As you can see, it is set at 1:1. The maximum speed that it can go to is 40,000 RPM. Even if I want to decrease the speed, I can go up to 10,000 or 15,000 RPM, even lesser than that. But a maximum speed is only 40,000 RPM that this motor allows, because that's the maximum speed you can use on a micro motor. Now let's see if you want to use it as an emergency surgical handpiece or a surgical implant motor. Let me press the S again, long press, and this starts to blink. You can shift the mode into a 16:1 and then press the S button again. Now the 16:1 is set. In this you can go to a maximum speed of 2500 RPM. That should be decreased further. I would ideally use it at around 1000 to 1500 RPM and not more than that. Let me tell you that this is only an emergency implant motor. We do not recommend this to replace your conventional physio dispenser. The physio dispenser is still the best, but as an emergency purpose, you can use this also as your implant motor. Okay, now let's understand a little about the different handpieces that are used in dentistry. Here you can see all possible handpieces that can be used, and you can see that all handpieces by ISO are colored. So a red handpiece or a red banded handpiece will always be an increasing speed handpiece. If I turn the handpiece over slightly, you will see that it is written 1:5 here. That means for every one rotation, it increases by 5 and it will give you an output of 5 times. So if I set this to around 50,000 RPM, 1:5 will make it into 2,50,000 RPM. If I set it at 10,000 RPM, 1:5 will make it at 50,000 RPM. So that's about the increasing speed handpiece. Next, you have blue banded handpieces, which are called the 1:1 or constant speed handpieces. Now these are generally your micromotors. You have a straight surgical micromotor, you have a contra-angle micromotor that you will use inside the mouth. Apart from this, you also have a green banded handpiece. Generally, green banded handpieces are decreasing speed handpieces. When I say decreasing speed, as you saw, the first increased the speed by 5 times. This will decrease the speed by 16 times if you want to use it as an endomotor, or by 20 times if you want to use it as an implant motor. And that's why you see the implant handpiece that's here has a green band. A regular micromotor has a blue band, whereas an increasing speed handpiece will always have a red band. Hope you are clear with the handpieces and the coloring terminology now. So now let's see the clinical use of these handpieces. You've understood where you would use what handpiece and why they are color coded. All the handpieces will fit on to the electric motor. You have a little step where the 1:5 handpiece will go and fit like a glove. See, now it has fit, and after they are fit, you will not see a gap. It will be a seamless integration. Now the 1:5 handpiece is ready to be used. Make sure that you have a setting of 1:5 up there, and then you can control the speed using the roller, or you can control the speed using the button here. Now after you are done with the 1:5 handpiece, you want to use it as a polishing handpiece now. So for that, you can use an intraoral contra-angle handpiece. Connect it again. Like you see, again it fits like a glove. There will not be any gap. You can connect your finishing burrs, or you can connect your micromotor finishing spirals, and you can use this as your micro motor. Now again, you have a speed control that you can do. Whenever you turn the roller down, the speed goes down, you turn it over and the speed goes increasing. Ideally about 10 to 12,000 RPM or 10 to 15,000 RPM is where you would use it for polishing. Now picture that I'm doing a surgery, a third molar surgery, and I want to use a straight handpiece. So now I can fit in a straight handpiece. The biggest advantage with the electric motor is you have an internal irrigation. So you will now need to buy a surgical handpiece that supports internal irrigation. So you do not need to put saline from the outside. This is an internal irrigation handpiece, so the handpiece can be internally irrigated, and the surgical site can also be irrigated. Again, you can now take this up to 40,000 RPM if needed. That's the maximum speed that is required or should be used when you are cutting bone around teeth for implant surgeries, also for crown lengthening or for third molar surgeries. Now there is one last part that you can do with the electric motor. You can use it as an emergency implant motor or an implant handpiece. See, this is an implant handpiece that I've connected. It's a 20:1 decreasing speed handpiece, and again this also fits in like a glove. But make sure that your implant handpiece also supports internal irrigation, because this will be internally irrigated. You do not have an option of external irrigation. So, like I said, this is an emergency implant handpiece and we do not recommend this to be used as your everyday implant motor.